striving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Daily Reflection. It's Monday, August 30th. Jackie, good to see you. Facebook has been having problems lately, so I'm not relying on it anymore. Sometimes it says there's nobody on there and 5 people say something. So I'm not going to try. If you are on Facebook, please say hello so that I know that you're here. Because Facebook ain't going to tell me. So it is what it is. Oh, and Monday. So I've been thinking, I'm coming up on some hard decisions that I don't really want to make. I'm going to have to. So I'm thinking about letting Trudging Together go. I'm not going to let it go all the way. What I'd like to do is pass it on. But it's just becoming, it's too much for one person, man. It's too much to do those podcasts, and one person. It isn't just about recording and sticking it somewhere. There's a whole back end of stuff that has to be done. Even while I'm doing that, just this right here costs me $30 a month. So just doing this. And it isn't really the money, it's the time. And I was hoping by this time some people would really come on, join, because I had my board and stuff. I was hoping by this time people would be on, wanting to do this themselves and things like that. And I wanted to teach other people how to do it, but and therefore my passion on it's leaving. And if my passion's gone, I'm not going to want much more to do with it. So we will see what happens. I mean, I love podcasting, and I don't want to necessarily let the whole thing go. The daily reflections won't go anywhere. So don't worry about that. Daily reflections aren't going anywhere. Daily reflections are not Trudging Together. I post them there and stuff, but it is not Trudging Together. Or I would be severely interfering with the traditions. So, if I ask for donations and stuff on here, no. My podcast, yes. This, no. I do this because I love it. So this won't be going anywhere. All right. If there's anybody on Facebook, say hello. And we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. I try not to drink when I'm talking because I hate the sound of people. And I just do the sound. Sorry, guys. That must have been annoying. I apologize. All right. Serving my brother. I'm actually reading from January 21st. Today's topics, I wasn't feeling them. And since I do this for me, I'm going to do what I want. Right? If you guys ever have topics that you let's say you get up in the morning, you're I really need to hear about blah, blah, blah today. Throw it up on my page or send me a message or something. I'd be happy to put it on. Or if you guys have a topic, just make sure I could cover it in 15 minutes. Sometimes people will give me a topic. It's an hour long that I need to be able to cover it in 15 minutes. So, serving my brother, the member talks to the newcomer not in a spirit of power, but in a spirit of humility and weakness. Alcoholics Anonymous comes of age 279. That was one of the reasons I wanted to read it. So I had a reason to pull out one of my other books. I don't get to pull out. So 279, AA comes of age. So what they're talking about there is, and you should do this really with anybody that you're working with, no matter where they're at. Meet them where they are at, especially if you were the one doing the helping. Meet them where they are at. Do not have an expectation of somebody meeting you where you are at, especially if they need help. Okay. The paradox, now we're probably going to be confused in the beginning here. I usually am. The paradox is that the member of AA approaches his suffering alcoholic brother not from a superiority and strength of his position of recovery, but from the realization of his own weakness. So I have a weakness. It's alcohol. I have other weaknesses. They're anger, resentment, they're, lust, a lot of other things, right, guys? So, and this is why I really love the daily reflections, because it keeps me humble. Being a podcaster and being somebody in recovery that's always running his mouth, I don't like taking credit. I'll take credit where credit is due, but most of this was given to me for free, man. Most of this was given to me for free, and I see no reason. Right? So I'm also a recovery coach. You guys know that? I also have trained recovery coaches. I do a lot of stuff, but what it always comes down to is what is best for that person. Why? Because I'm coming from a place of, and I'm going to utilize this from coming from a place of weakness. Okay. That means I'm coming to you on an empathetic level. That means I understand where you're at, and I've been there, so I know exactly how you're feeling. So I'm going to put me in your shoes for a minute. I'm going to live there with you. Why? Why can I do that? Because I have the strength, because I have God on my side, and because I'm not coming from a place of self-righteousness, of I'm a recovery coach, I'm this, I'm that. Who gives a fuck? What it comes down to is we're all human beings. Everything else is just knowledge. All right. But your experience always comes first because it is fact. Everything else is just information for you to apply to the facts of your experience. The member talks to the newcomer and blah, blah, blah. He does not speak of how misguided the still suffering alcoholics. He speaks of how misguided he once was. He does not sit in the judgment of another, but in judgment of himself as he had been. Oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So, I love it. Dude, I understand that you were there, and this is what I went through. This is how I got out of it. You know what, dude? Yeah, there have been times in my life. I'm looking for a decent example here in my head. Well, I feel really, Dion, I feel really bad. I've treated my wife like shit forever, and I do this with people. I will find out I'm going to find out their hot spot. Their hot spot is the person or thing that will get them sober, because I believe that you can get sober for any fucking reason in this world, and it'll work. And I know, because I did it. Sooner or later, you're going to do it for yourself. But in the beginning, I don't give a fuck. But Dion, I have a hard time with that. What am I to do? Well, you know what? I had a hard time with that also, because I just wanted to go and apologize to my wife because I felt so bad. But what my sponsor told me to do was go clean the house, go do the dishes. Don't try and take over out of guilt or anything else. Just try and become a better person today. Go ask her what she may need. What do you need help with? Society and referring, how much time we got? Okay. Society and referring to the alcoholic employs the expression, the enslavement of alcohol. For the AA member, this statement is a very special sense of paradoxical too. If it indeed is true at all, in sober fact, the member was never enslaved by alcohol. Alcohol simply served as an escape from personal enslavement to false ideas of materialistic society. Okay, let me go over that. The problem isn't alcohol. We have a disease. Alcohol is a symptom of our disease. If alcohol had never been invented, we would have just used something else. Because what we're looking for is an escape. And that, my friends, is where we are bodily and mentally different from our fellows. Alcoholism and the disease of alcoholism is different from every other addiction. We are literally made up differently. Okay, so I'm gonna let me explain this, and that's probably gonna take up most of the time, and then we'll finish up the daily reflections. Alcohol. If I'm an alcoholic, the moment I take a drink, I have it. Okay, but not necessarily with drugs. I did a lot of drugs. I was able to put them aside, no problem. No problem. No, don't want to. Alcohol, no, I never could. Mm-mm. And we're gonna go. We're gonna go to a concert. We're gonna drop some. We're gonna drop some. Sit, nah, no, I'll sit at home and drink. Thanks. You see, now when it comes to drugs, you do not need to have any predisposition to addiction, and you can be addicted to drugs. Okay, so for us, the addiction lies. Okay. For most other people, the addiction lies in the actual substance itself. I don't know. That's not totally correct, but you guys get the idea, right? Because I'm not proclaiming I'm a doctor or anything, but I do know a lot about this stuff because I was a drug and alcohol counselor at 19. But you didn't know that, huh? I've done a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff, and I still broke. Thanks, dude. As the days pass in AA, as I ask God to guide my thoughts and my words that I speak, in this labor of continuous participation in the fellowship. So whenever I go to a meeting and we say the serenity prayer, when we're done with it, I say, God, can you please direct my thoughts and my thinking in order to help anybody? And that's what I do. Then I speak for 3 to 5 minutes, and then I shut the fuck up. Because anything beyond that's probably bullshit. I'm probably just blah, 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 blah. Unless I am intentionally telling my story, 3 to 5 minutes, you ain't got much more than that to say. All right. But Dion, you sit down for 15 minutes. I'm covering a specific topic and covering something intentional here. This isn't a group. So I frequently ask God to help me watch over my thoughts and my words, that they may be true and proper reflections of our program. To focus my aspirations once again to seek His guidance, to help me be truly kind and loving, helpful and healing, yet always filled with humility and free from any trace of arrogance. Yes, arrogance. When was the last time you heard that word, arrogance? I haven't heard it for a while, but it's just another one of those things that we have, right? We do. No, our disease looks like a lot of different things. Mental health. It looks like anxiety, PTSD, ADHD, depression. Right? It also looks like narcissism. Because you know what? It is. We alcoholics and drug addicts, we were narcissists. And I'm sorry. But you know what? You can recover from that. And what I believe is the further you went down, the more you're going to go up. And that's been my experience. I went way down, guys. Way down. I don't have any pictures from that time. I did not let people take pictures of me. But I was yellow. Hey. You wouldn't have recognized me. I was bloated. I was bloated. And took me months to learn how to speak, how to walk, because it was all gone, man. I didn't know how to walk around sober. That sucked. Yeah. We'd get that. And in a way, we are bipolar, aren't we? Because we'll go from one end where we're like, but I want my alcohol, to you better give me my alcohol, I'm gonna kick your ass, So heck yeah, I don't know where that came from. I think I didn't. That isn't a trigger. What that was joy that I don't feel that way anymore. It was such hell, man. So that didn't pop out because I was sad. It popped out because it was joy. Today, I may very well have to deal with disagreeable attitudes or utterances. Yeah, because I go to AA meetings. You guys should check out My Noon Meet. We have a lot of fun, and we're very much always on topic. We have a lot of fun, though. We do. I love my home group. Somebody's saying hi to me. Okay, that's not on the thing. So, okay. I will take a moment to center myself in God so that I will be able to respond from a perspective of composure, strength, and sensibility. I needed this today. I needed to hear that. Because I need some composure, strength, and sensibility in my life today. I think that sounds good to me. I'm going to go with it, right? All right, guys. I will be back tomorrow for daily reflection. Again, Facebook, I'm sorry it hasn't been doing very well. I'm going to try some things today, see if it does some things. Jackie, thank you for being here. It was good seeing you. We had somebody else that was on Facebook. It was good to see you this morning. I love you guys. Peace out and have a day. Bye.